So today we are solving this problem, maximum swap. Okay, so you are given an integer num. You can swap 2 digits at most once to get the maximum valued number. Return the maximum valued number you can get. So for example, these are very simple example. Let's say we are taking 2736. Okay, so we have to make only one swap and we have to make the biggest number. So how would we do that? Okay, so this is like 2, 7, 3 and 6, right? So if we look at here carefully, if we swap this guy, this 2 with this 7, we can get the greatest number, right? Greatest possible number like this 7, 2 and 3, 6. So basically, we are more concerned to get a smaller number as much as possible from left side, and we will get the greatest value to the right side of it, and we will make the swap. This is what we have to do. Okay, so before going to the solution, we will take certain other scenarios, because the example given in the Leetcode, it's only 2 examples which are very simplest example. Okay, but we have the different kind of scenarios. Okay, so I am first of all making here all of them. So let's look for them. So for example, we are taking one more string. For example, let's say we have a string like this: 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, right? So everything is in decreasing order. There is no increasing order at all. Okay, so all the values are going, if we go from left to right, it is decreasing. Okay, so what is happening? There is no possibility of getting any swap to get further larger number, right? There is no point of doing any swap. Otherwise, we will probably, we will definitely make a smaller number. So in this case, what we have to return? We have to return this number itself, because this would be only number. Okay, we don't have to do any swap. Okay, so this is one case. There could be one more scenario. For example, like this is something like 8, 8, 2, 3, 5. Okay, and 5. So see here, this guy, there is no greater number at right side. Similarly, this is also it, so no greater number at right side. But see here, this is our 2. Okay, now we have 5 is the greater number. Okay, but which one to choose? We have 2, 5, right? So which one we should choose? So from right side, we should always try to get the one which is on the most right side. Okay, so in this case, we will swap this guy, because we want to make the number greatest. Okay, so what will happen? We will swap only this guy 8, 8, 5, and this would be 3, 5, 2. Okay, 3, 5, 2. This would be the one scenario. There could be further scenarios as well. For example, let me remove all these. These things are clear for you guys. So I am just removing all of them. Okay, so let's take further few more numbers. Okay, so for example, we have something like this: 8, 7, 3, 5, 9, 8. Okay, so can you decide here? See, anyway, 8 is greater than 7, so there is no possibility of swapping it. But see here, this 3 is also smaller than 9, right? But this 9 is also greater than 8 as 8 itself, right? So our greed should be, as much as possible, we should replace a smaller guy which is as much as possible in the left side, because we want the greatest number. So even we have other points as well to make the swap, like at 3 also we can make a swap. This will give a greater number, but we want to greatest number. So in this case, what will happen? We will swap 8 with 9, which will produce basically the greatest number possible. So 9, 7, 3, 5 and 8, 8. Okay, this would be our possibility. So these are few examples. Now we will go for the approach. Okay, so what would be the approach here? So anyway, as you guys have known, that we are looking for the right side greatest value and the leftmost side smallest value. Okay, occurred first. So that is the thing that we have to do, right? So what we can do here in this case, so we can basically go from the right side, okay, and keep on taking the greatest value. For example, let's take one example, something like 5, 7, 3, 9, 2, 9. Okay, let's say. So what we will do is, we will take from the one pointer from the right side. We will call it, let's say, R max, right max. Okay. So we call it R max, and we have two variables because anyway we are finding the two indexes so that we can swap them. So let's say I am saying that index 1 I1, okay, index I1, and let's say ID1 is right one. So ID1 and ID2, okay, these are the index to swap. So what we will do, initially we have initialized all of them as -1, -1, okay. So you can consider all of them are like -1, this also -1, this also -1, okay. Now what we will do is, we will start from here, very end. So we are going from the right side, okay. So what we'll do is, uh, this is very first time, so this guy, the nums of, so anyway this number, whatever number we have, we are first of all converting it to the corresponding character array, okay. Every programming language has that utility. In Java you can do that nums.toChar array, right? So you can get the equivalent character array of this number, okay. So suppose that we got this number in the character array. So what we will do is, we will start from here. So see here, this R max is the basically anchoring for the index. So right now this guy, in case of this is -1, that means we are coming here very first time. So in this case what we will do, we will assign this number to R max, okay. So what will happen now, this R max would be initially having the value as n-1. So in this case it would be 5, right? 0, 1, like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. So initially what I am doing is, I am doing here this as 5, okay. Let me take it 8, okay, so that it will give a comparison scenario as well, okay. I'm making it 8, so not a problem. So initially this index is 5, because right now when we are at here, this guy is the maximum, okay. So this guy is maximum, so I have put the index as 5, so R max, and ID1 and ID2 are still -1. Now we are coming to here. So we got a smaller value, right? So whenever we are getting this kind of a smaller value, when we are coming from right side, there could be a potential swap case, right? So we will see here, whenever we got a smaller value, so see here, this was 8, this is 2. So what we will do is, in that case, we will make this ID1 equal to whatever value we got here. So this would be, what is the index here? This index is basically 4. Okay, so ID1 we can say 4, and ID2 we can say it would be the R max, which is R max index is initially 5, okay. So right now 4 and 5 are the two index that we just found. This could be the potential one to swap, but because we have found this possibility here, okay, but we are looking for the greatest value, so we have to look that, hey, is there some more such indexes which satisfy this kind of condition, because we want the leftmost such condition so that we can produce the greatest value, okay. So for that reason, so far we have find 4 and 5, and R max is 5. So now we are coming here. So 2 is basically smaller than 8, right? So the R max would be still 5. Now we are coming at here, okay. So what is this value? Index value is 3, and this R max is basically greater than this R max sitting at 5, right? So our new index here, what it would become? So it would become 3 now, because 3 is the greatest value which is right now sitting, okay. So we are keep on going in this way. Now we will check here that, hey, this is smaller, right? This value, the new I, when we are coming from left to right, the 2, the value sitting at index 2 is basically smaller than this R max, right? So we got another potential swapping index. So whenever we are getting this condition, what we have to do is, we have to make ID1. This ID1 would be what? This would be the whatever R max value. So R max value is 3 right now, okay. And this ID2 would be at what index we found. So index is 2, okay. So 3 and 2 are the latest value. This 3 and 2 would be the latest value of our ID1 and ID2, okay. Now we are further going here on the left side, because who knows, there could be the further values which might be the best potential thing. So anyway, 3 is smaller, so our R max would be still 3. Now we are coming at here. So see here, this is 7. So it is smaller than our R max, which is at 3. So 9, it's smaller than 9 is greater than 7. So we don't have to update Rmax. That means we have to update this ID1 and ID2 because we have found another potential possibility. So what we will do here is we will make ID1 as the Rmax index. So this is 3, right? This is 3. Now this guy is further smaller. So we will get this 7. So what is the index of it? Index of it is 1. So 3 and 1 are the new. But anyway, 7 is smaller, so we will further go to the left side. Now we are coming at here. This is 5. Okay, and 5 is also smaller than our this guy 3. So we have found another potential stuff, right? So what we will do is ID1 would become what? This is the still whatever Rmax has. So Rmax is still 3, right? See, this is 3 only. So ID1 would be 3. And what is this guy? This guy is sitting at 0. So ID2 would be 0. So we have found these two index, 3 and 0, right? So at 3 and 0, if we do the swap, let's do the swap of 3 and 0. So what is at 0 is 5 and 3 is 9. So if we swap both of them, what would be the answer? So answer would be here, it would be 9. We have swapped it. So 973. So 973 and 2. Yeah, so 973 and this would be 5, right? We have to swap with this guy. So 9735 and 28. Okay, so this would be the greatest value. Now you observe that we were keep on doing ID1 and ID2, but we found the one which is on the leftmost side. So so in this way now we are swapping and we got the greatest value. Now suppose we didn't find no problem. If we found that after doing all of these operations, if Rmax or ID1 and ID2, if both of them are -1, that means there were never found any condition. Just like this, right? 9, 5 and 4, like this. So we will never find a position where this condition would be satisfied, right? Because this is anyway decreasing order. So in this case, what will happen? Our ID1 and ID2 would be -1 and -1. So in this case, we can directly return whatever the number is. If they are not -1, then we have to do the swap. So these are the two values. These are not the -1. So we have swapped on the index of 3 and 0. So 0 is at 5 and 3 at 9. So we did swap and we found the greatest value here. So this is what we have to do. So let me show you my corresponding code for it. So see here, this is my corresponding code here. So see here, initially I just created 3 variables: max index, the one which will anchor for the maximum value when we are coming from right to left, and that swap 1 and swap 2 are the ID1 and ID2 that we have to find. So see here, I'm doing in Java. So what I did is I converted this num to the character array, and I'm parking these values into character array nums. Okay, here I'm getting the length of it. Now see here, I'm simply coming from the end. So I equal to n-1 till I greater than or equal to 0. So see here, what I'm doing. If we are at the very first location, right, that means when max index equal to -1. So in that case, what we will do, we will directly assigning max index equal to I. Just like we started here, right? When we started here, I directly assigned right max equal to 5. See here, because there was no value, so comparison was with itself. Okay, so for that reason I did this. So after doing this, so otherwise, if nums I is greater than nums of max index, in that case, max index would be updated, just like we did here. You can see here when we had 5, then we came at 4, then at 3 we had to change, right? Because 9 is greater than 8. So at that time we changed the index 5, our max index from 5 to 3 because we are founding a greater value. So same thing I'm doing here at this point of. So after assigning of this max index, now if this case is not true, then we are checking for this thing. If nums I is less than nums of max index, just like we got these smaller values, right? When we were here, we found a smaller value at here. Okay, so when we found, then we assigned these in ID1 and ID2. Okay, so same thing I'm doing here. See here, swap 1 I made I, or swap 2 I made the max index. So I and max index we have to update. Okay, so finally when we will come out of it, we would have the index which are sitting, these swap 1 and swap 2. These index would be the one which are on the leftmost side. Okay, if there are possible. So So on there, when finally we will come out of the loop, we will check here that hey, if swap 1 and swap 2 both are not equal to -1, that means we have found some real swap 1 and swap 2 indexes. So what I'm doing here, I'm just swapping those values. Okay, I'm just assigning swap 1 value at swap 2 and swap 2 value at swap 1. And finally, what I do after updating everything in that array itself, we are converting this array into the integer. Okay, every programming language has that utility, so we can do that and we are returning directly. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So thank you for watching this video, and if you guys have any concern, please make a comment over there. So let me run this code. So I'm executing it. Yeah, so let me try to submit it. Yeah, so it is 100% faster. So the time complexity here, we are doing the single traversal, right? So this would be O of n time complexity, and because we are using this extra space nums, because we are converting it into the char array, so the time complexity is also O of n order. So this is what we are doing. So thank you for watching the video. Please make a comment over there if you liked it. So thank you.